Hello, Year 1. Right, yesterday in literacy, you used a story mountain to put the pictures of this polka dot horse in the correct order, from the beginning to the build-up to the middle, and the problem maybe, followed by a resolution, and then the ending. And hopefully you got something that looks like this. You've got the pictures in this order. Here's the first one, the build-up, the middle, resolution, and the ending. Okay, so that's the order that the picture should be in. Hopefully you got all those right. If you didn't, don't worry. You can have another go at doing those now. Right, today what we're going to be doing is using our story mountain to actually rewrite the story in your own words. But we're not going to do the whole thing today. Today we will just do the beginning and the build-up. Okay, so just a couple of sentences, maybe for each of those parts, if you can. Now, you've had those story openers as well to help you with these first parts, and one of those was what I've written down here, which is Once Upon a Time. Always a good story opening for a classic story. Now, how are we going to make this into a full sentence to match the beginning of our story with the picture that we have here? Well, I suppose we could say something like, once upon a time. Let's see if I can get this working. A polka dot horse went out of the garden gate. What do you think? Well, I guess that's an okay sentence. It's not very exciting. What do you think we could do to make that sentence even better? How about adjectives? We don't have any adjectives in there, do we? We could use adjectives to make that sentence a little bit more interesting. So perhaps we could say something like, once upon a time, an old polka dot horse went out of the garden gates. I guess that's a good start, using adjectives, isn't it? Maybe we could make it even better than that. I think I'm going to have a think about that and come back to it. Now, have you noticed anything I might have missed from this sentence? What do we always need at the end? A full stop at the end of a sentence, please. And of course, capital letter at the beginning. Right, we'll come back to that one. Let's go on to our build-up. Now, remember you've got a good sentence starter here, which is before long. You don't have to use that one. Have a look back at yesterday's list of sentence starters that you could use, and you might find a different one helpful. Remember, I don't want you just copying what I'm writing, like this one down here. You're going to think of your own sentence, please. But if you want to use these sentence starters, that's fine. Now, what could we say here? Maybe something like, before long, he felt his wheels moving faster and faster. Okay, I quite like that. That's not too bad. Still maybe not as interesting as it could be. I think we might need some adjectives again to make that sentence a bit more interesting. How about before long he felt his old wheels? I guess that is an adjective. But, you know what, we've actually already used old in our first sentence down here, haven't we? So maybe I'll think of something different. Felt his old wheels. Oh, I know a word that's a good word. Do you know this word? Rickety. Does anyone know what that means? Before long he felt his rickety wheels moving faster and faster. Rickety means like old and a bit wobbly, maybe a bit broken. It's often used alongside old, so that could be a good alternative to the word old. So before long he felt his rickety wheels moving faster and faster. Right, we've made a start. Now, I said I was going to come back to this first sentence we're only going to do these first two sections today, okay? You don't need to go on to the middle, or the problem, or the resolution, or the end. Don't worry, we'll move on to those tomorrow. Now, actually, I might just happen to have done some other sentences earlier. Let's have a look. Oh, look. Here we go. Right. Here's some sentences I came up with using quite a few adjectives, actually. And this is the format that you're going to be writing it in, more like a book format now. What I want you to do is draw your own pictures in here. Don't just use these pictures. That's too easy. I'd like you to draw your own pictures in the boxes here. And then write your sentences underneath. Now, when I was typing, I didn't manage to get the words on the lines very well, but I'm sure that you will be handwriting it anyway, as neatly as you can, please. So that won't be a problem for you. Here's what I wrote. Once upon a time, on a warm, sunny day, got some adjectives in there, an old polka dot horse went out of the garden gate. The horse had not been played with for a very long time, and he was lonely. Oh, I think we've got quite a few adjectives in there now, which is nice. We've got warm, sunny, two adjectives together there. Old. The horse had not been played with for a very long time. That's a nice joining word there to make our sentence even more descriptive. For a very long time, and he was lonely. That's an adjective too, how he was feeling. Okay, so that's my opening to the story. Don't copy this, please, of course. You're going to come up with your own. This is just an example. Then we've got the build-up. As he rolled down the dusty lane, he felt scared but excited. Can you spot the adjectives in that sentence? Of course, I'm sure you've noticed. Dusty, which describes the lane, and how he was feeling again. Scared but excited. Before long, he felt his rickety wheels, there's that word that I like, moving faster and faster, until he was totally out of control. Lots of descriptive writing there. Until is a nice connecting word. Until he was totally out of control. Okay. So there we go, just a few sentences for your beginning and your build-up. And you don't need to do more than that today, but I would like you to really think about those sentences carefully. Come up with your own adjectives for good descriptive writing. And please draw some lovely pictures. All right? Have fun with it. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.